What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Hussein Riz Trader, HRT here, right? Well, I'm here for what? Well, I'm here to take a look at the pre-market, mark the highs and lows, and then my goal as the market is open and watch the relationship between the 20 EMA, which is the orange line, the 8 EMA, which is the what's it called? The 9, sorry, not the 8. Watch the blue line, which is the 9 EMA, and then lastly, the VWAP, which is the yellow line, right? Their relationship and where they stand create a different signal. So I went ahead and did a lot of reviewing. All right, Mikey, what's up, bro? Today is gonna be a major change up to my strategy. It's the same strategy. It's just making it better. You know what I mean? I saw a comment on one of my previous video, and he was suggesting me, hey man, you know, this seems to be good, but you gotta look at something outside of the VWAP to really know when that VWAP is respected and when it's not. You know, just purely taking a trade of a 5-minute closure of a VWAP, yes, you do get that major W's when he maintains that direction, but sometimes he switches before, you know what I mean? So there we go. I went ahead and did an extensive. I mean, take a look at this, bro. Ain't nobody complaining out here. I'm not complaining, man. When the market tells me, hey, make some adjustments, I go ahead and go to the drawing board and I do what I do. So that's what I did today, and so I want to talk to you about that. And yeah. So as you can see today, we have 3 lines instead of just a VWAP. You got the blue line, which is the 9 EMA. You have the orange line, which is the 20 EMA. And lastly, you have what is called the VWAP, right? Perfect. So combinations of these 3 lines and where they stand relative to each other creates a signal that I've noticed. And I named these signals. I named these signals a bullish signal, and as well as a bearish signal, and as well as indecision signal. And I know what kind of trade to take. I've seen it throughout times. And so we have some time till the market opens. I want to go through with you on that. Before we do that, let's go ahead and just mark our highs and low. We really don't need to do anything outside of that, just marking highs and low, because we are going to be going off by not necessarily the levels, although they are important. All right, so look at that. There seems to be a gap today with there is a gap today, by the way. As you can see, there is a gap, right? Price was here and now it's over here, so there's a gap right there. So that's the highs and low here. Let's go ahead and mark this up. And another change that I did is I'm not using the 5-minute anymore. I'm going to be using the 10-minute. So, but in terms of my risk ratio, still the same. You know, 3 contracts, max $500, max total of those 3 contracts. That's it for now. As we find a consistent strategy, we move forward in scaling up slowly, right? Cool. So I got AMD on top and I got Tesla on the bottom screen here. Here we go. Okay, cool. So I went ahead and marked it. All right, cool. So here we go, right? All right, so let's go ahead and go to some previous days. Let's go 20-minute out, like, no, not 20, like 20 days out. We have 15 minutes, about 15 minutes or so to the market open. So let's just go ahead and go to, you know, some like 20 days out, and let's go to 20 days out for previous days, 20-day out and the 10-minute. Let's go all the way and talk about these strategy. All right, cool. Okay, ideally, but you know, these three lines right here, right? These 3 lines, what you want to do is that you want to look at where is the orange line. The orange line is the 20 EMA. Where is the 20 EMA in relatively to the VWAP? That's one. And secondly, ensure that the what's it called? The 8 EMA is in between. The 8 EMA is in between, right? It's in between the VWAP and the 20 EMA. That combination creates something that I peeped and he repeats consistently based on, you know, one whole month of like looking at each of them. All right, so right now so the 20 EMA, is it supporting the VWAP or is it not supporting the VWAP? The 20 EMA is above here and the VWAP is down here. So no, it's not supporting. You want the other way around to say this supporting. So this is not supporting, right? So we have the 20 EMA not supporting. Therefore, this is considered a bearish signal, right? It's a bearish signal. However, now you look at the 10-minute. Is the 10-minute red? If the 10-minute is red and you have a bearish signal, you just want to wait to place a put. The 20 EMA is not supporting the VWAP. So this is a bearish signal. Now you want to look at the first 10 minutes. Did that close red? If it closed red, then you have the complete, you know, a bearish pattern, right? Because this 10-minute turned green was on the first opening, right? The 10-minute open is green, then you would have what is called an inverse. So here we go. This should be considered a bearish inverse. So I wrote that down. What tends to happen in the bearish inverse? Bearish inverse. Bearish inverse tends to continues to bounce off the VWAP. And then VWAP follow up after the green closure over the VWAP, green entry for call. So it tends to bounce off the VWAP. So what you want to do is then you want to wait for a reversal to happen, right? So right off the bat, this is a bearish inverse right here, right? Because it's not the 20 EMA is not supporting the VWAP. So you want to wait patiently for a turnaround to happen, right? So after this 10-minute closure here, you could have definitely entered the VWAP here, or you could have done it here. After this 10-minute close above VWAP, you could enter here. These are the two it does. And it says continues to bounce off VWAP. So this also tells me the bearish inverse always respects the VWAP change of direction. As soon as one change of direction happens, it doesn't go right away back up. As soon as change of direction happens, boom, you can place a put. And then bam. Just like that. As soon as a goes above the VWAP, boom, it maintains above. It does that switch to switch. But ideally, because this is considered a bearish inverse, you want it to trade long. You just wait until it goes on the long side, right? So this followed it very, very well. I'll get back to what this one means, by the way, because that one is an exception. All right, cool. Let's take a look at this one. Very tight, by the way. Absolutely very tight. Okay, so here we go. First thing you want to look at is what? Where is the 20 EMA, the orange line with the VWAP? Is it supporting? So the orange line is right here, and the first 10 minutes right here, and it's not supporting the VWAP. Now the second thing you want to ask yourself is the 8 EMA, the blue line, in between? If it's not in between, so this is something else. This one would be considered is an indecision one right here. So 8 EMA is not in between. Instead, the 20 EMA is in between. The best thing to do for these kind of setup is wait after 3 candles of 10 minutes closing outside of the what's it called, the 3 lines, right? Once that happens, any retest to the VWAP you can enter. And just like that, right? 1, 2, 3. These 3 candles here are not touching the 3 lines, and they close well outside of the 3 lines. And any VWAP retest, you can enter. Boom. I didn't come up with a cool name for this kind of setup, you know, but that's that. Just like that, right? And this is when the what? This is when the 20 EMA is in between. It's in between the 8E and the VWAP. Generally, it doesn't happen often. You always see the 20E always somehow supporting or not supporting the VWAP, and the 8. So not the 8, the 9. The 9 EMA always in between. All right, but here we go. Let us move forward here. Okay. All right, perfect. We got one where the what? We're looking for the 9 EMA is in between the two. Cool. So first question, where's the 20 EMA? Is it supporting the VWAP or is it not supporting the VWAP? Cool. The 20 EMA is right here and is not supporting the VWAP. We have a bearish signal. Done. Is the first 10-minute red to consider to be fully bearish, like strong bearish? No, we have a green. So this would be called a bearish inverse. Okay, that one, let me see what tends to happen on that one. I wrote that down. They tend to bounce off VWAP on the call side, and then reversal tends to occur after 10-minute close below the VWAP. And then after that, it just continues to hold the VWAP. Okay. Went from bearish. It tends to go from bearish inverse. Oh, what is this one? Bounce out the VWAP after 10-minute close. Okay. So basically, it's just telling me that once the direction is concerned, it happens, it tends to hold the VWAP. And just like that, he held the VWAP here. He held the VWAP here for a little bit, and he changed direction. He still came back up to it and then held it all the way. Oops, you don't see that part here. Right, see that? It tends to hold it really well. Oh my goodness. This is quite an interesting one. What day is this one? 425? 420 went from bearish inverse. Oh, I see what's going on. This is a very, very unique one here. Went from bearish inverse to indecision. Okay. So yeah. So as you can see right here, this is considered bearish inverse. But then as soon as after these three candles closed, look what happened here. The what's it called? The help me out here. The 20 EMA went in between the two. So once that happens, I guess apparently that's a whole different kind of setup. I didn't see much of this, so I don't have a lot of reference for this kind of sudden change from being a bearish inverse to now being an indecision here. And what tends to create based on this one, it just tends to create a huge momentum bullish throughout the whole day. You know, these two switch it. Okay. So that one is an exception. We want the one that repeats more often. Okay. All right, cool. Cool. We have 2 minutes here. Let's just walk through this one real quick. Okay. By the way, this is all theory, but then once we trade live, that's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference. And so this is just a quick study that I not necessarily quick, but like I still got more to do to really understand this like fluently. And that's what I plan on doing after today's trading. But so far, this is what I've gotten. All right, here we go. First question, where is the 20 EMA with the VWAP? Is it supporting? 20 EMA is over here. It's not supporting the VWAP. This is what is considered a bearish signal. Bet. Cool. All right. Look at the first 10 minutes. Is that one red? No, it's green. Therefore, this is going to be an inverse. It's going to reverse from being bearish to being bullish. So then you want to wait for that to happen. Okay. Ideally, you want to wait for. So this would be a bearish inverse. Where is that? Okay, so you want to essentially wait for the VWAP bounce. You want to wait for closure over the VWAP and as well as that 9 EMA. So you would wait for that. Boom, you have one right here. Look at this one right here. This one closed over the VWAP and as well as the 9. And then any retest after that you can buy and it continues to move. And he also says, I guess it tends to change direction. So let me see here. Did they all have a tendency to change direction? Yeah, they all tend to reverse. But every time they reverse, they tend to respect that decision of that reversal. So after this 10-minute close below the VWAP, boom, look at that. It didn't suddenly go back up. It maintained that direction. So not bad. So here we go. The market is open. Let us now test this theory out. Here we go. Remember, the first 10 minutes we don't trade. We don't trade the first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes, you gauge and watch what is happening. And then we determine what we're going to do. So the market is open right now. Here we go. Okay. So right now, AMD, what is it showing right now? AMD is showing a bearish signal, right? Remember it's showing a bearish signal. So this will determine if it's going to be an inverse bearish signal or actually bearish signal. And this is also showing a bearish signal because the VWAP is, the 20 is not supporting the VWAP. Right? The 20 is not supporting the VWAP right here. Okay, if this one closes green, so then that would mean it'll be an inverse. If it's an inverse, we want to wait for a whole 10-minute candle to close above the VWAP as well as above the what's it called? Above the 9 in order to place a call. For this one, no. If it closes red, that just means it's a bearish signal. So that just means we just basically trade according to that. So let me go to that bearish signal. So the bearish signal tends to push push down respect to 20 EMA. So if we see this one candle closes, we know what to do. If this one closes, we also know what to do. We have some time right now. So here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, here we go. So we got the bearish. Here's some of the common characteristic traits that I wrote down for the bearish one. When it's like fully bearish, I'm talking about like, it signals and as well as, the opening, right? The opening is also red. That's like full on, bearish signal, a bearish pattern. So here we go. What tends to happen is that it tends to continue to reject off the 20 EMA. Okay. Same thing. Rejects off the 20 EMA, but not the VWAP. Interesting. Rejects off the 20 EMA, but not the VWAP. So I'm looking at all the days, throughout the whole days of the 20 days that I looked through, and then what are the characteristic traits of each time, and that tends to happen. All right, cool. So done. So that would mean I need to wait for basically either A, to place the put on the 20 EMA, or wait after it taps the first 2 EMA. Maybe don't enter that one because I don't want to go against the VWAP, and wait for that one to reject and then come back below the VWAP and then maybe trade that one. It's either those two. We got the inverse happening for AMD right now. Looking good for that one. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that too. He also did a little bit of reversal. Look at that. Interesting. It is no longer an inverse, guys. The whole thing just got changed. This would be considered, because the VWAP is up here and it's support. So that is just a bullish signal. That's it. That's how you wait for the 10-minute to actually close, because these lines will change in accordance to, where the price is at. Because the price is moving, they get updates. So looks like now we got the VWAP following this major pickup for AMD, All right, cool. Here we go. For Tesla, we want to wait for a put. For AMD, okay, here we go. So AMD okay. So AMD, here's the 20 EMA and supporting the VWAP. So it's just a regular bullish signal. All right, cool. That one is just everything I just said earlier. It tends to hold the 20 EMA instead of the VWAP. Oh, okay. So this one tends to hold the 20 EMA. So I gotta remember all this down the line. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and write what we're gonna be doing here. So here we go. Okay. Let's sit back here. We have 6 minutes here for this candle to close. We need to be prepared here for Apple and as well as for AMD, what we're gonna be doing here. Right? Here we go. AMD right now is looking to show bullish signal. Not looking, it literally seemed to be the case. It is a bullish signal. Okay, you have the 20 supporting the VWAP. Got it. And this kind of setup tends to do a lot of reversal, right? So if that does happen, then we can trade that. That's fine, because it doesn't go right back up. It goes up and then it comes right back down below the VWAP. So that's literally maybe what is really happening, right? We move up in the opening and then we just come right back down. So that could be the case here. I have I got a lot of examples where it's been doing that. So here we go. They tend to hold the 20 EMA instead of the VWAP. Okay. This also tends to have a major extension, which we are seeing that on this one too. Reversal after 10-minute close from the 9 EMA. So as soon as he closes the 9 EMA, it tends to just continue to reverse. So we're gonna see what happens here. So now we know what to do with this one. This one, I guess, We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm be very curious what happens after this candle closing the first tap to the viewer. What happens, right? That's what. So as for this one here for Tesla, okay, tends to reject off the 20 EMA, but not the VWAP. So for Tesla, bearish signal, it tends to comes to the VWAP and goes outside of the VWAP and goes to the 20. So and then he rejects the 20, but not the VWAP. So Tesla is all puts game here. That's it. That's it. So let us sit back. Let us wait. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got 4 minutes here. 4 minutes here. Here we go. Let me actually write this down. Mm. Well, we'll see if that prediction comes true. Okay, we will see what happens here. All right, cool. Market now closed. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, there's no VWAP tap so far yet on this one. As for this one, we're gonna see if it's gonna go straight all the way to the 9 EMA, which I will be trading for this one because that's known to do that. So for Tesla, if we can get a push all the way up to the 9 EMA, we will go ahead and place a put. But ideally, I do want to wait only after though. So here we go. We're gonna see if what's gonna happen here. So this one really moved up all the way and it got rejected off here. So there is a rejection here that occurred once the price moved up like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mark that here. Tend to reverse back down after a major move up. So we'll see if that happens here. And then as for Tesla here, Tesla pattern is it's a bearish signal. So for Tesla, we have a complete bearish pattern. For this one, we have what is called an inverse. It's an inverse. Okay. Actually, no, it's no longer. It was an inverse. It's actually not an inverse. After this 10-minute close, not an inverse. It's just complete bullish. It's just a bullish pattern. Yep. Which has a lot of characteristic of being reversing. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Maybe the first two candles. It doesn't reverse, respects the VWAP, and then ultimately reverse. We will see what happens here. Okay, let's take a look at Apple here while we wait for this one here to either go to the VWAP or the 9. Let's go ahead and see how Apple's doing. Let's keep our pattern. I know that I had, you know what, let me just put Apple down here today. Let's see how Apple is doing, what signal is also showing. Okay. Apple and AMD seems to show a similar one. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do Apple up here, AAPL, and then AMD in the middle, and then you got Tesla down here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay. AMD right now held its view up and kind of seemed to be moving up. Apple, it's kind of same thing. Hasn't fully tapped the view up just yet. And so we'll see what happens here. So Apple and AMD do have the same signal, by the way. And I think I've said that many times. They do have the same signals. You can see here, the 20E is supporting the VWAP. Yep, 20E is supporting the VWAP. And then we have the characteristic traits of being reversal. Tends to happen with them. So we'll see what happens. So another thing is with them is that they tend to always respect VWAP. If a change of direction happens, they respect that change of direction. So this pattern tends to respect its change of direction. Yes, could have taken the call here? Sure. Could have taken the call here, maybe I'll wait for a little bit? Sure. You know, but once he actually decides to change direction, they change it. They also have the characteristic traits of being like extending throughout the whole day. So sure, I could have bought the VWAP right here for this one, right? Bought the VWAP for this one, just kind of kicked it and just kind of, you know, waited out. And so here we go. Right now, Tesla is looking to show that VWAP tab. So we're gonna see here for Tesla. Tesla has a whole different type of setup than these two. Okay, Tesla's got the bearish one, the bearish signal pattern, which likes to test the 20E instead of the VWAP. So it passed the VWAP and goes straight to the 20E. It tends to do that, and it tends to reject off from the 20E, not the VWAP. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens here. Once I get this strategy down, you know, I mean, this little tweak that I'm doing with my setup, clutch. Until then. So here we go. Can this be true, right? Right now we're doing the VWAP tap, and we're not seeing a wick of pushing down. Does it want to go all the way up to that 20E? Does it want to do that? So here we go. Okay. Or could I take the put right now, right here? You know, that's a question. That's a good question. So here we go. Let me just put this aside for now. Okay, so this one, reversal tends to happen, but it tends to respect its VWAP. So because this closed above the VWAP and any retest to it, you can place a put. But keep in mind that once you do have a red closure below the VWAP, it also tends to continue moving down that side. So we will see what happens here. Look at that. We already got the push down back to the VWAP here after this push up. So we'll see what happens here. Apple is struggling to move outside of its VWAP on this 10-minute here right now. So we'll see what, not Apple, Tesla is. So far, we're still not getting our trade. I am tempted, however, to get on at least a call here for AMD. You know what I mean? But we will see. We will see. It's a very, very tight push down here. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. Could this be that reversal we were talking about? We will see what happens here for AMD. Reversal happens after a 10-minute close with the VWAP and as well as the 9 EMA. So I need to see a full red candle that goes all the way here, you know, and then closes red for me to indicate that now I can now place a put for a reversal for this one, you know. But until then, if he taps the VWAP, it always respects it until he actually makes a close to change that direction. So we'll see here. Remember that first tap he did, he respected, he went right back up. And the second tap looks like he wants to go below it. And that's fine. But yeah. But once he has a close below the VWAP, it doesn't go back up anymore. He just continues that way. Hope that makes sense with this one. So we seem to be getting that repeat here. Does it bounce off the, or what does it say here? Let me see here. Reversal happens, tends to happen. Yeah, everything I just said. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Right now, Tesla is just kind of, you know, holding the VWAP. No major rejection on the VWAP for Tesla. Another thing to keep in mind on Tesla is, look at that. The VWAP followed that dip. So a reversal could be happening, right? So here we go. See what happens here. Okay, so right now we have the pre-market high over here. Okay, we also got the 9 EMA right here, so we'll see what happens. If enough sellers pushes all the way back down and close below the 9 EMA, then any retest to the VWAP, then we can place a put. That would be our strategy to enter this setup. Same thing for Apple, but Apple is still maintaining its direction on the VWAP, so we could have also placed a call on that first VWAP tab for Apple, but there is a little bit of a gap in between, so it's fine. So we'll see what happens here. And then as for Tesla, like we said for Tesla here, Tesla, this setup here, this bearish signal setup, like to reject off of the 20 EMA, not the VWAP. So we'll see if that happens as well too. As of right now, we still got the rejection of the VWAP, and here is all the way up here is the what's it called, the 20 EMA. So we'll see what happens here. Yep, we just got the complete rejection of the VWAP instead of the what's it called, instead of the 20 for Tesla. That's an interesting one. But who knows? It could maybe reverse later on. We don't know. We do not know. But yeah, rejects after 20 EMA, but not the VWAP. So I have few indications of that. Okay. Very well. Okay, cool. We have a rejection of the VWAP here. Because we did not close below the 20 EMA, I cannot place a put on this one just yet. I do want to see a closure below the 9 EMA for me to place a put on the VWAP retest. So right now we have a rejection here. This could continue going down. Like I said, right, a reversal tends to happen with this setup. Apple has not done his reversal yet. But again, this can still go up. Why? Because we did not close below the 9 EMA. So if that happens, that'll be surprising because I didn't see that. I did not see that in the 30 days that I did. But it could also happen. So just like that, this one is surprising me right now because he did not go straight to the 20 EMA. But we will see here. Keep in mind though, the VWAP is following that dip, so we could potentially get a reversal back up to the 20 to retest the pre-market low. So here we go. I doubt that this is gonna go back up, but we will see what happens here. Can I take the put right now? Tempting, but no, because we're above the what's it called? We did not close below the 9, so because of that, I'm not gonna be placing a put. just yet, even though we are testing the VWAP after this closure, which we also said that it tends to maintain that direction. But because that direction, we are, we still got some heat from the 9 EMA. We could push outside the VWAP. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. Right now, the Tesla is still hovering on that VWAP. So yes, he rejected here, as we can see here, but still kind of hovering on that VWAP. So we'll see what happens with this. Right? Maybe could I play just one put just to and have a tight stop loss? Sure. But again, nope. I'm gonna follow the whole thing. I'm gonna see this through the whole thing. So far the reversal did happen. It maintained its direction. I could have placed the put right there because I said to myself, I want to wait for at least to close the 9 EMA, below the 9 EMA before I place the put. Increase my odds. You know what I'm saying? Maybe with that I could have just done maybe one contract since my odds is still kind of, not the best. So therefore, I, have a risk reward ratio and understanding of that. So maybe just one, right? But nope. Maybe down the line I'll keep that in mind. But as of right now, I do want to see at least a closure on the 9 before I place any puts to the VWAP. So if this candle were to close the 9 and we get a retest to the VWAP, I will go ahead and place a put, because that's what this pattern have shown in the past. According to my writing here, tends to reverse back down after a move up, respects the VWAP rejection, especially closing after 9 EMA. That's what I wrote down right here. And so I want to wait for the VWAP and the 9 EMA close for a put. Okay, done. This one, yeah, this is a really nice one. Yeah, it maintained its direction. It could still reverse by a similar setup to this one, but this one is still maintained its what's it called, tend to reverse back down after move up. So this is still holding its move up, and that's fine. Here we go. We're getting a tap to the 9 EMA right now. I repeat. Tesla still hovering near the VWAP after rejection. It's not going further away from it. But we will see what happens with Tesla. Okay. The tap to the 9 EMA seems to be holding right now. Got to push right back up to the VWAP. So we'll see what happens here. If this candle were to close above the VWAP, I will be a bit surprised. But again, we will see. Like I said, I'm not placing a put until I see a closure on the 9, not just the V. We got the V, that's check. Now I also want to see the 9. Okay, we got 5 minutes here. Look at that. It went back up to the VWAP and still went right back down. So sellers needs to, they're trying to clear the 9 right now. That's what's essentially what's happening. So we'll see what happens here. We will see. We do know from our understanding that once it changes direction, it maintains that direction. But we will see. And then it tends to reverse. Okay. Tesla right now, it's still holding and continuing to hold its VWAP. Very, very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. I say that because this setup tends to go to the what's it called, to the 20 EMA. So I can give you a lot of examples of the previous. Since we're not looking at Tesla, Apple right now, so we'll use another screen to show that, right? To show that example, right? Let's go to AMD here, and then let's go to, what are we doing here? Oh, we got, wait, yeah, Tesla. So AMD's on top, Tesla's on the bottom. Oh yeah, the third screen. There we go. That's what I wanted to use. That third screen for example. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. It's rejected. I wish we placed that one put right there at least. But like I said, this is fine. This is fine. All right. So here we go. The examples. So let's look at Tesla right now. This setup. It's considered to be a while we wait for this candle to close here. We have 3 minutes here, so we got to be mindful of that. Okay, here we go. So this setup is considered what? It's not supporting the VWAP, right? So we have a bearish signal. And do we have at least the first 10-minute red? Yes, so this is complete bearish signal. Done. So that would mean here. So let's go to 5-7, for example, on Tesla. TSLA. Similar setup here. Let's see what happens here. Let's go to... Okay, here we go. Here we go with AMD. So we're gonna go ahead and look at this pattern here and see what happened with Tesla. So I got, for one example, I have 5-7. Let's go straight to 5-7 here. May 7. Okay. Yeah, this is May 7. Okay. All right, so what tends to happen here, like we said, so right, the same kind of stuff you can see, right? The 20 EMA is above the VWAP, and in between is this one, and this is what tends to happen, right? Here we go. We rejected off the what's it called here? We rejected off the help me out here. The 9 EMA right here, which is also, so the difference between this setup and this setup is the same setup, but the gaps are different. The gaps are immensely different. So maybe keeping that in mind in the future, the gaps are so much of a gap, maybe it'll just gonna maintain the VWAP rejection instead of going straight to the 20. So if the gaps are like, minimum, it tends to goes to the highest one that it can reach, which is the 20. So look at that. It continued to reject off the 20, right? So there you go. So now I just learned something, all right? So we know what this pattern does, right? And if the gaps are big, are quite a big of a gap between each other, it tends to just reject off the VWAP. But if the gaps are very tight together, it goes straight, forgets the VWAP, closes over the VWAP, and goes straight to the 20 and still rejects the 20. Goes to the 20, rejects the 20. Goes to the 20, rejects the 20. Hello. So that's what's up. So now we know. So now we know in the future that we can just place a put on the VWAP if there's a big gap between the two. Done. All right, cool. So right now, AMD is still a call. You know what I'm saying? It went straight to the 9 EMA, and it's just kind of holding. But like he said, it does not tend to do the whole back and forth. So I would be surprised if that actually were to happen. So let's go ahead and take a look at more example of AMD right now. So AMD is looking for a potential trade either. So let's look at AMD and let's look at the patterns for AMD here for other examples. Could I place the put right here? Sure, I could. But like I said, I do want to see at least the 9E being rejected completely. And after that, a VWAP retest, I'll be willing to add. That's what I said. So I got to respect that. Right? Like we said, look at that. It does wishy-washy, like I said. Right now we're tapping. Oh wow, we're really destroying right now the 9. Like we are clearing the 9 right now. Hello. Are we gonna clear it? We just tapped there. We got a little wick. We got a little pressure pushing right back up. But here we go. Anyway, so what was I gonna do? Yeah, I was gonna look at more example of this setup here real quick. AMD. So AMD is considered a this is bullish with the green, so this is complete bullish. All right, cool. So this is a bullish signal. We have 5-6, 5-3, 5-14. We have many of this setup tends to happen actually. It's a common one, at least for Tesla. I don't know for AMD. So let's just take. I did see a lot of them for. Oh, I also see on AMD as well too on 422. So let's go to AMD real quick. First, let's see Tesla. Let me just first example of Tesla and see if it's gonna happen. Look at that, it cleared it. Now we're gonna be ready to place a put. Any retest to the view up now, we're gonna go ahead and do that. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. So let's go to 5-6 for Tesla and let's see that example. Yep, look at that, it cleared it. It cleared it. So let's job HRT for recognizing that. So here we go. Here we go. Oh wow, look at that. So once the view up clearance happened on this setup, this is the same setup by the way. It's the same thing, but this is for Tesla. This is for AMD. So yeah, you're right. I could have still traded the view up. After that rejection happens, remember what did we say about this strategy? It changes. After a move up, it goes right back down. We said that. That's exactly what's happening. And look at that. As soon as a change of direction happens with the view up, it doesn't quite go back up. And that's exactly what happened. We had the 9E so tight to the view up, and yet it didn't go outside the view up after that, after closing below the view up. It didn't do that little switch on us. So I could have traded this view up retest, right? But I think I've probably seen enough to recognize that it likes to go, what's it called? The reason why I said was to increase your odds is that you want to wait at least for the candle to close as well to clear the, help me out here, to clear the 9 EMA. So I decided to keep within that decision. So here we go. That's exactly what it did, right? After a move up, and now once you have the clearance and the view up take over, and then it just respects that downtrend. Done, right? Just like that it did. Beautiful funny money here. And it did say that, I guess this one did bounce off its pre-market low. So could it be going straight to the pre-market low and then bounce off and then change the direction like it did here, right? Like I said, once it changes direction, it maintains that direction. So we, for some reason, at the later time, it tends to kind of does a little switching on us. But overall, so here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. So that's one example, right? That's one example. So this one right here, it's the first rejection here. It's the first closure below the view out after the move up, indicating that reversal. Here we go, type. And then you can place your put here, place your put here, just like that. Ideally, I want to, what I'm betting on, I want to be trading on this one. After we cleared the 9 EMA, then any retest, I want to be doing that. I decided to do that instead. But let's look at another one. We have 513, which is similar setup here. Where's 513? Not similar, it's the same setup. All right, here we go. Okay, 513, the same one, right? After a move up, ta-da, it reverses, just like what's happening right now. So here we go. So the first reversal happened right here, right? Bam. Look what happened. I could have placed a put here. I could have placed a put here. Let's go. Come on, bro. But I'm relying on what? After what's it called? After we get a closure below the 9, then I want to place my put. So I could have, so now I know in the future, as soon as that the VWAP takeover happens, the first reversal, I can go ahead and place the retest right away. So now I know, clutch, we're done. So that means I don't have to wait for the next one. I don't have to necessarily wait for the 9 EMA closure. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's very, very cool. So see what, okay, cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. So I hope that we can get the reversal right back up to the 9, to the VWAPs. We can place that put. If we don't get it, it's fine. And this continue to go down. Let's do one more look here on 514. Okay, this is 514 after a move up. So this one actually maintained its direction. What did I write down? 514. It held up the 20 EMA instead of the VWAP. So we have this move up right here. Oh, this is a situation where, Oh, okay, so this is what I was afraid of. There we go. That's why I'm putting into that second condition where I want to say I want to at least wait on that closure below the VWAP. Sorry, below the 9 EMA. So here we go. So after it's hold up, it goes straight to the 9 EMA. Right? That's what I've been saying about this strategy, right? Goes straight to the 9 EMA. Goes straight to 9 EMA and holds it, but once a change of direction happens, tends to hold that direction. So it kind of did here, right? Change of direction finally occurred here, and then bam. Right? And then after this one, after this move up over the VWAP, then you can place a call here. So that's why we didn't see that change of reversal right back up. Right after going below the VWAP. So here we go. That's why I'm saying to myself, to really, really understand that this is a reversal, I don't want to just closure below the VWAP. I want to have a closure below the 9 as well. Because it can either A, maintain its momentum and then later on reverses, or right away, maybe that first clearance in the VWAP, then it can, from there on it can continue to go down. So we'll see what happens here. All right, so here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and have let's see how Apple's doing here. Okay, Apple's still maintaining its direction. So any VWAP tap to the Apple is still valid until it gets cleared. So this one we missed it. This one maybe we could have got in, but it was probably over back here. So maybe we could not have got in. So let's just focus on AMD on top and then Tesla on the bottom. We'll just let go of Apple until we get a full closure. Maybe it's probably going to be through a lot later time. Okay. All right. Okay, we'll see what happens here. Right now, it really cleared everything, bro. It cleared everything. So we could have got in right here, which is fine. Which is very, very fine. Had I seen it ahead of time when I did the reviewing, I would have probably entered it. No doubt. Okay, here we go. So right now it's clearing the VWAP. It's coming back up to the VWAP. We did said about this, right? The bearish pattern, this is the bearish pattern here. 20 EMA is not supporting the VWAP. What tends to happen? It likes to continue rejection of the 20 EMA instead of the VWAP. So we did have a rejection here and a rejection here, but this could be the one where it wants to move up here and go straight to the 9. So we could see that rejection happening here. So that's what we've been saying. So it's like everything's according to the plan, I guess, for Tesla so far, right? We have one more minute here, right? After this 10-minute closes and we get a push up to the VWAP, that's the one we trade the put. That's the one we've been waiting on to increase our odds, right? And of course, are we gonna get scared? The very fact that the price opened, it came tapping the pre-market low and it shot up and just come right back down to it. There's a lot of demand here, sure, but that's not really gonna scare us because we've seen enough pattern to say to ourselves, you know what? If a pushback up happens after the 9 closure, we're gonna place our put. That's it. We're gonna leave the rest of the probability. We have no control. We're gonna leave it do our thing, and we're just gonna focus on risk reward ratio. That's it. Following our rule. Okay, cool. So we have a closure above the VWAP, but finally looking to now go straight to the 9, at the 20, I should say, for this one. And this one, we do want to see it, pick up to the VWAP for us to place a put. Could we place a put here? We could. I mean, this is literally rejection on the VWAP, rejection on the 9, rejection on the, what's it called, the 20. I mean, you can literally, your odds are so high. If you place a put here, you'll be fine. That's what I'm tempted to do, but no, I'm gonna just follow that rule until I get really in tune with this signals as time goes. So I look forward to doing a lot of studying and really, really, really doing a lot of studying. Just so I'm able to better explain it. This one I just did all the studying yesterday, and so now I'm just trying to like rip it out. You know what I'm saying? So I can feel like I'm learning type by teaching. But here we go. We need to see a push up here. Right now, Apple's going straight to the 9, which is also supported by the, not the 9, the 20, which is also supported by the pre-market low. So could we place the put here? We could, but we'll be going against our what's it called, the rule of going against the VWAP. But I did say that, I mean, this is a whole update, so we could probably just trade it. You know what I'm saying? We could. Continues rejects after 20 EMA. And I have a bunch of those examples. So here we go. Oh, here we go. So the time that it likes to reject after the time that it rejects the times off after the VWAP is after it rejects the 20. So after rejection the 20 and goes below the VWAP, any retest to the VWAP at that point, you can place. Then at that point, then that would be the strategy where you would enter trade. Right? So the question is, as it goes to here, how are we going to place our put? You know what I'm saying? I do have an understanding that it likes to reject off the VWAP, sorry, the 20, but I'm then in conflict of going against the VWAP. Either A, just do that, maybe take a light put here, and you see that rejection happening. If it does happen, great. Then I can add more on the next time it goes straight to the VWAP, and I can trade that one. So we could either or. So here we go. I guess similar thing could have been applied for here too, right? But this one we just want to follow our rule all the way here. Okay, right now it's doing a tap to the 9. It's already showing the level of rejection here. The very fact that, you know, the VWAP was following it, that's an indication that reversal is happening. We've learned that many times, right? When the VWAP is following, reversal always happens. Look at that. The VWAP followed this rise up. VWAP followed it. Reversal happens. VWAP followed this dip. Reversal is happening. I mean, come on. At this point, that's something, you know, you showing up every day, you get that value, right? You get that you realize that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Right now I'm not focusing on necessarily taking a trade. I'm just focused on really just understanding these setups, understanding these signals. As I understand these signals more and see more patterns and go back to the drawing board and all that stuff, that's when the money comes in. Right now I'm not worried about the money. I guess I'm worried about the money. You could say that, because that's why I'm making all these efforts to make sure the money's consistent. Let's go. But I'm willing to put that gratification, you know, at a distant day until I really understand this, because that's what's important for long term. It's an investment, I guess. Here we go. Are we gonna see a bounce off here? We're going to see a bounce off here. Let's go. Could this be the one that gives a fuel to go straight back to the VWAP? Who knows, right? We're getting this. We're getting nearing here, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. If you have any questions or anything I just said right now, go ahead. We're all here trying to learn, bro. We're all here trying to learn. HRT, don't give up. We just and every time the market gives me a feedback, done. I go to the drawing board, you know. And that's what I did. So here we go. Okay, we got a straight dip here. I did wish I bought that one contract at least. Damn. But it's fine though, right? Now we know. It's fine. Because that one did, yeah, we said that. Here we go. Let's see, okay, it's just been 5 minutes already. Wow, cleared it. Absolutely cleared it. So I don't know when we're gonna see that VWAP tap, but we did miss this one, right? We did miss it. So I relied on the second one coming to the VWAP than the first one, even though I've already shown you example that even the first time after rejection happens, it still holds that VWAP rejection. After you see those examples I showed you, those two of them, it held it. So I could have relied on that and just said it's fine, I can place the put here, but I decided to rely on at least the second one. Today we don't get that second one, that's fine. It's probably going to be at a later time, So, and that's fine, and I'll be looking out for it. But in the future, I know that once a change of direction happens, I can place the put. Done. Because you guys have also seen the examples, right? As for this one, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait and see. We're gonna wait and see. If it does the 9, if this one does the 9 EMA and rejects it, goes below the VWAP, maybe I could also place the VWAP as well. You know what I'm saying? But keep in mind, don't be chasing, Garba. Don't be chasing. Follow that pattern. What did it do? So here we go, here we go, here we go. While we wait for this one to go tap to that VWAP, we can look at this strategy and see, so we don't miss opportunity. Maybe this is the one that's gonna just hold the 9 instead of going straight to 20. We could see that. So let's just check it out real quick here. So this pattern is what? The bearish pattern with a 10-minute red clutch. What tends to happen is that it tends to reject to 20 EMA, 20 EMA. So I have these examples here. So let's go to 5.7. I think I probably showed you guys here. This is 5.7 for Tesla. So let's go to TSLA. We still gotta wait with this one. So Tesla 5.7. Let's go straight to 5.7 here. Okay. So it's the same setup. That same setup here. Same setup. And what did I say? It tends to like to reject the 20. Oh, guess what? It's the exact same thing. Look at that. Here, the gaps are tight. So therefore, because they're tight, it doesn't mind going straight to the highest one. The highest one rejection, right? After the VWAP, bam. Look at that. It went to the next highest one outside of the VWAP. Bam, which is this one, the 20. And after claiming the 20 finally, guess what? It went straight to the other one and got rejected that one. And look at that, the highest one, it tends. And because there's a gap here, I could have placed a put here. Wow, HRT, good job. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. For real, for real. Like your homework right now, you're seeing everything. Everything seems to be clear. So same thing I could have done for this one too, huh? So this signal, same thing. But if there's a big gap, it doesn't mind rejection of the first time. Remember to keep the first. That's the first. Right? Here's the first one. Because there's a major gap between the two, it goes to the first one, rejects it. Boom. And finally, once he claims it after the first rejection, it goes to the second rejection. It still rejected it. But after he claims it, and by the way, you don't want to do more than 2 times. After 2 times, you gotta just like, wait, let it at least, take over. And he went over straight to this one for the first time. And he got rejected. So I could have placed the put here. It's the same thing that's happening. The same thing. All right. The only reason why the likelihood of not going to this one is because there's a huge gap between. And that's the only reason why it managed to reach this one. Right? It reached the 20 here, rejected. But look at that though. It reached the VWAP and as well as the nearest one, rejected. I mean, yeah. All right, cool. Very well. We are all set. So this seems to be a promising strategy that seems to be working. So tomorrow I'm going to be even way more organized. With better dates and everything, a reference point and all of them, bruv. And we're going to execute smoothly every strategy. So just like that. Let us go to AMD here. Same thing for AMD, right? No rejection yet. Okay. Yeah, I rejected this one. It would have been, I guess I could place a put right here to the VWAP after this rejection. Maybe I could do that. Let's just get in one contract here for Tesla just to kind of gauge it, see if it's gonna. All right, let's just do that. I'll be curious. After this rejection on the 9, can we see more push down? That's the question I want to see. Probably should look at the reference again, but at this point, maybe I'm getting the antsy of like the feeling of maybe I want to chase. But I gotta be careful though. I do want to see this though. I'm actually quite curious. But if it goes above here, I'm just gonna call it a day with it. If it goes above here, if it has enough strength to go back up to the 9 after rejection the 9 and going straight to the below the VWAP, then I'm gonna just call it. This will be my tight stop loss here, for this one, for Tesla. That would tells me that he wants to go to the 20, and if that happens, that's fine. So we're gonna see what happens here. Right now, we're getting a push after this rejection here. We're getting a push for AMD as well too. So here we go. If it goes outside of here, if it has enough strength, that means he wants to take over the 9. If he has enough strength, if it goes above here. That's what that tells me. I'm willing to add one more if he moves up. Okay, it moved away from me a bit too much. This one I can't take a put because the view was right there. This one I'm willing to take a put because now he rejected the 9 and he also rejected the view up. So that I'm willing to do that put. That's why I did it. I can look at the reference point to make sure that after rejecting the 9, that does it continue further down before it goes back up. Remember, there is a gap. There is a gap. Keep in that mind. The other one, the examples I've seen, the other ones, there was no gap. That's why I was willing to go straight to the 20. This one, there is a gap. That's why I was willing to place that put, after rejecting. So we're going to see what happens here. We're going to see what I only got 1 in. I wish I had 2 in. But again, I'm being extra cautious, of course, because I'm new to the strategy. New to the, not strategy, but like the update. So I'm not worried about money right now. I just want to see things out. So it looks like it did maintain that rejection. This one, I mean, it's not really my strategy. Yeah, I need to see that view of rejection. This one was straight. Yeah, I've already explained this one very, very well. We got a 5% already. So we're going to see what happens here. If you're going to get the push down. Wish I had 2 contract though. Nope, don't wish it. That was your plan, bro. Stop it. This is hindsight. You're marrying the trade. That's why you're saying you wish. Don't do that. Follow your rule, because trading is all about consistency of repeating the same thing. Don't be out here, have a system. The key is having a system. If you're saying I wish, that's no system there, bro. I follow a system. I wanted to enter just 1 contract because of these set reasons. Clutch. Done. All right, here we go. We're gonna see what happens here. But this would be our stop loss. That means he wants to go to the 20 if he actually decides to move up. So we're gonna see what happens. AMD, like I said, I cannot have a place to put here because the view up is all the way there. I'm waiting for a view up retest for that one. But we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. It could be a later on, like I said. We'll see what happens here. Okay, we're reaching that 10% right now. We're gonna see what happens here. Okay, let's see how Apple. Did Apple do his reversal? We are waiting for Apple to do his reversal. Looking forward to tomorrow, guys. Look forward to tomorrow because HRT is gonna come in with like notes, bruh. I already did today, but I'm talking about like more smooth this time. What's I gonna do? AAPL. Here we go. Yeah, Apple still maintained its direction. It didn't do the switch yet, so that means every tap would have been fine. For as long the first tap. Keyword is the first tap. So your first tap would have been here, right? Anything after, you want to be cautious. Remember, because this is a strategy that can switch. That can what? Switch. This setup can switch. So, here we go. I'm not gonna celebrate with anything with Tesla until it grows, until it comes right here. Yeah, if it no, sorry, not grows, not goes there. I meant to say like clears it. Okay, AMD. Okay, AMD, yeah, AMD just cleared its 9. Okay, very, very good. Okay, AMD, we're getting to that, 12% here. We are getting near here, so I have to be careful. If I had 2 in, I would have sold. If I had 2 contract in, right, I would have sold my first one because I don't want to go against a major reversal that occurred. I would sell one out, right? And also keep in mind though, when you're further away from the 9, a reversal tends to push back up, tends to happen. And so because we got so close to too tight here, I decided to get out. I'd sell as we're reaching it. We gotten pretty tight here. We are really just right here. So I decided to cool it off right now and call it a day with that one. But if I had 2 contracts in, that would have been beautiful. We would have been looking at, nearly $60 or so. So we are fine. 50 to $60, but it's all right. HRT, you did good. You did very good. You immediately recognize that and you're able to enter here because there's a gap. It's not going to go to the, what's it called? To the 20. You recognize that because of the pattern you've seen in the past. You showed a reference. HRT, you did very, very well. So just like that, just like that, just like that. What are your feedbacks on this, guys? This update, this tweaking that I did. This is the first day. This is our first impression with it. You know what I'm saying? Mikey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Any feedback here? You understanding this? And all those who are watching, give me a feedback here. If those of you have been watching ever since we started this. You've been watching ever since we started this. Give me your feedback because we're out here trying to learn. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The key is for me is not to make things complicated. That's my goal here. That's my goal. Don't make things complicated. Don't use crazy terms and terminologies that are not needed. Keep it simple. Let's go. Let's make money type. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go to AAPL here. All right. All right. So AAPL is still moving its direction. Okay. Let's look at coin. I know this was not something. Okay. Let's take a look at coin here. It's expensive. I got to keep in mind, not just randomly buy it. So what setup do we see with coin? What setup do we see with coin here? Let me see here. We have the so the 20 EMA is below the VWAP. Check. What is that setup? That is called a bearish signal. Okay. To be a fully bearish signal, is it a reversal? Sorry, an inverse, or is it full-on bearish signal? It's a full-on bearish signal. It did close below that. It closed below the, what's it called? Below the oh no, not below. You have a red candle closure. So yet it still moved up. So that's kind of intriguing to me. Hello. Interesting in it, right? This is a bearish signal. Let's take a look at more of its condition here. What tends to happen? The characteristic trade, if this is common or not for it to do this. So this is a bearish one. It's very similar to this one, ain't it? Yeah, it is very, very similar to this one. And it's also with less gap. So you want to wait for a VWAP rejection. Oh, okay. We still didn't get it. We did. Well, this is, okay, here we go. Let me see here. Tends to reverse close. Oh, this is bullish. Where's bearish? Tends to rejects after 20 EMA. Okay. All right. So you would wait. Oh, once, hold on. 20 EMA, continues to reject the 20 EMA, rejects the 20 EMA. So it likes to reject after 20 EMA before it finally doing its thing. So, and so we officially do have that here. So after this candle, if this candle to close red, any VWAP retest, we can place a put on this one. Basically, that's what it's telling us, right? This one likes to reject after 20 EMA. So once you have this, you would wait for the 20 EMA. The price comes to 20 EMA, allow it to reject, right? Remember, this is bearish. You want to be placing a put, focus on put. And because up here, it's not bearish yet, you would wait for this one to, and we got the rejection on the what? This is now the official rejection on the 20 EMA. And then just like that. And then after that says 20 EMA, but not, okay, so then, perfect. So you want to just basically wait after this candle. If this candle closes the VWAP, because this candle right now rejected the 20 and rejected the 9, and he barely rejected the VWAP. So you got to be careful. You want to wait for this one to close, red on the VWAP. If that happens, then you can go ahead and place a put. But until then, you want to be careful on this one. You want to be careful on this one. It's a very interesting one. The fact that it kind of broke most of his rule, how much it came back up like that. But be careful. Oh, look at that. Just like that. What did Tesla do? It went back to that spot and had that reversal. Could it still enter this one? Very tempting, by the way. Very, very tempting to enter here. Very, very tempting to place that one more put here. Very tempting. I do want to do it. Had I had that 2 contract, right, I would sell one here and I would maintain the other on my stop loss. But I'm not going to chase, bro. HRT is not going to chase out here. And I didn't do a lot of, reference point for coin, and I will down the line. So I'm not going to trade that. Let's take a look at Mara. What setup does Mara have here? Mara has a similar setup. This is a bearish signal. We have a bearish signal wave here. We got the VWAP. We got the 20 not support. The 20 is not supporting the VWAP. Check. We also got the red closure. So we want to wait for a, red candle closing on the VWAP. Right now we finally officially got the signal that we rejected the 20. Sorry, the 20 and the, what's it called? The 20 and the 9. So you want to wait for a dump, clearing the VWAP, and then that's when you do any retest to it. You can go ahead and place a put. That would be the signal for this strategy, by the way, for this setup, right? For this signal, this bearish signal. It's not an inverse too, because this candle is red, so it's good. So you want to wait for that. So we can either wait for that or just call it a day. But I think we're gonna call it a day, guys. I think we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna come back tomorrow. I think going forward with being live, I do expect it to be a bit longer now because we are using the 10-minute, and we are gonna be, we do have, different set of strategies, and we don't know how long they usually take and stuff like that. But I also do expect that there needs to be a return on our investment on that. So I expect this strategy to be a very high percentage, assuming we follow our rules. Not just like and so I'm expecting something great as we go here, as we go down the line. So we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. I appreciate you guys for joining, and going forward, of course, I'm expecting till like 12 o'clock to trade, so we're fine on that. But today we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. Today was just a good lesson for us to kind of gauge this strategy. I'm so tempted right now to wait a bit longer for to see if we can get that dip below the VWAP for this one, but let us be relaxed. We got our training wheels on right now. So tomorrow I'll do a lot of extensive thingy. So here we go. Let us go ahead and step back from trading and call it a day. Looking forward to trading tomorrow. I do appreciate you guys for joining. Go ahead and put on the comment below what your thoughts are on this update, on this tweaking. Because remember, with trading, market is right. You have to keep a market's always right. Right? Market gives you a feedback. You just follow that feedback. Don't take it personal. Don't do that, because this is game of probability. There's no need to have the sense of like like self-ego-ness where you feel bad. Like, bro, you have no control. As soon as you click into it, there's nothing you can do. So it's a probability game. So once the market gives you feedback on your strategy, make an update, or you lose, or you just get out. So most people, when they start trading within 6 months, they're usually out the door. So but be of those who look at the market and as their friend, and then allow the market to teach you. That's it. That's what we're doing. That's the example that I'm showing. I hope that I've exemplified that. HRT ain't quitting out here. We're here to make funny money. With that all said, I appreciate you guys for joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow. HRT out.